Before I start, I want you to do something with me. Close your eyes. Students only. Close your eyes. Think about the last time someone asked you, شو رح تعمل? شو رح تعملي? Not what you like, not what you're curious about, but what are you going to be? How did that make you feel? Pressure? Fear? Confusion? Maybe guilt for not knowing yet? You can open your eyes. I'm here to tell you something that no one told me at that time. There is nothing wrong with you for not knowing yet. When I was your age, I thought not knowing meant I was behind. Like everyone else had a map, and I didn't. So I did what most people do when they're unsure. I chose what looked right. For me, it was civil engineering. It looked serious, it made people nod, and it stopped the questions. Well, one semester in, something uncomfortable happened. I wasn't bad at it, but I was just not feeling myself. I used to sit in lectures, understand everything, but still count the minutes instead of asking the questions. And the hardest part wasn't changing. It was admitting that I didn't know. Because at that time, I thought that failure was doing the wrong thing. I later realized that failure is living the life that isn't yours just so everyone else feels reassured. You can open your eyes, by the way. So I changed majors from civil engineering to industrial engineering. Don't get me wrong, not because I finally found my passion and not because everything became clear. It's because I was getting slightly closer to what I really liked, and that's important. We think that change is chaotic, is loud, is that it comes with a clear map and a clear vision. Well, real life doesn't work like that. Real change is just a small step, a small pivot towards what you really like. Think about how you walk. If you're 1 degree off, you won't realize it immediately. The next thing you know, you're someplace completely different. And this is how real change works. And please don't get me wrong, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. I nailed most of my classes, I starred in my projects, but I still failed the same course. Twice. One more hit, and I'm out of industrial engineering. Or better again, I'm out of engineering. So the third time, I did the right thing. I didn't chase grades. I just wanted to pass. And I passed with a D. At the same time, the project started pulling me back in. I was optimizing patient flows in hospitals, redesigning operations in restaurants, and innovating in manufacturing. And this is where I realized I loved engineering. I just needed to see it alive. After graduation, there was a gap. 6 months, no job, no clear next steps. But that was the plan, right? A small break. Well, it was, but at the same time, some days I felt useless. Some days I felt embarrassed. Family lunches became weird. Outings with friends became weirder. We went from وين رح نسهر اليوم to no, I can't, I have an early meeting tomorrow. And we went from loud parties, midweek outings, and plans nonstop to no, I can't, I need to prioritize work. Social media doesn't help. Everyone looked confident, and everyone looked as if they had a map. But trust me, what I didn't know back then is that not everyone knows, but everyone is trying. And this is very important. Trying is what builds confidence, not winning. A few months back, and after graduation, my friend and I applied to a global competition launched by the world's biggest FMCG company. 14,000 applicants, 7,000 teams. We felt ready, but we didn't feel special. And I was this close not to apply. Maybe because I was secretly afraid of failing quietly. I knew I had something, but I knew as well that I wasn't ready. But we still did it, maybe for the fun. We were asked to launch a new product from scratch, from design, R&D, manufacturing, logistics, supply chain, marketing, and finance. You think I knew what those things are? Or you think I knew how to design those things? Well, trust me, I didn't. But we asked the right questions, we did what almost felt right, and we winged it too at times. The teams kept shrinking, but our names were still there. And at some point, no questions asked, no reasons why, something changed. I thought we were going to win, and we won. And that competition landed me a one-year job in Dubai with this global company. I stayed there for 5 years. The most important lesson wasn't winning. So I didn't win because I was confident and believed in myself. I believed in myself only after trying. Fast forward after 5 years, I changed jobs. Consulting, supply chain, Big Four. So I said, great, that's my plan, that's my map. I finally found myself, right? Well, the plan broke. My visa didn't work, my project disappeared, and instead of going to Saudi Arabia, I was sent to Qatar. And back then I thought, I failed again. Even after trying everything, I failed again. Well, this turned out to be the best work experience I ever had. And life works in the same way. Trying doesn't mean winning every time. It means staying in the game long enough for everything to make sense at the end. Fast forward, I joined a luxury retail and fashion company and started in logistics. And my first question was, how can I combine the finesse of retail and the scalability of logistics? Tough one, right? And then again, something broke. Something happened, and I was asked to leave and start a new team, or to co-design a new function that later became part of 100+ people. And you know what the hardest part is? It's not designing a new thing, and it's not working. At our age, is dealing with change management. You work with people who are way older than you, who have been doing the same thing for decades and decades, and who are way more experienced. And this is a very tough one, because you come in with your fresh ideas, with your new ways of thinking, and then you question yourself, should I shrink? Should I adapt? Should I slow down? But then I realized adapting doesn't mean slowing down. It means becoming smarter. It means defending your ground when you think you're right, but also letting go when you think you're not. It means listening, adjusting, and then trying again. Now here's the part that's important today. We live in a world that's forever changing. AI, tech, geopolitical shifts. Jobs that exist today will probably disappear tomorrow. And if you're waiting to move, if you're waiting to know before your next move, you'll be waiting forever. Also, there's the good news. We live in a world that's changing faster than ever. You can now try, fail, adjust, and build again, peacefully, at zero cost and at zero failure. And this is what's important. Life works in that way. Life wants you to try, build, adjust, fail again, and then build again. And let's go back to the question we started with. What are you going to be? And here's my honest answer. You don't need to know yet. Your job right now is not to define yourself. It's to try. It's to keep moving. It's to fail. And it's to adjust again. Because maybe, just maybe, the entire point of life is to care so deeply and to be so wildly passionate and to try so hard that people can't tell if you're a genius or you're just crazy. And if you ask me, that's a pretty good answer to the question, what are you going to be? Thank you.